Presentation for you guys on patterns. Does someone want to turn these lights off? Where are these lights? Thank you, Chris. So I'm going to show you just a little bit about patterns. Okay. So patterns exist in everything. Okay, they're in words, they're in phrases, shapes, numbers. They're in architecture. They're in like buildings. They're on the sides of buildings. They're in windows, in nature, color, music. Okay, tell me an example of a pattern that you know just off the top of your head. Raise your hand. Yes.
Red and blue.
Okay, red and blue. Yeah, is it? What is it?
Squares and triangles.
Squares and triangles. Okay, so patterns. Also, like in clothing, you know, so then like stripes are patterns because it's a repeating pattern, black and white, right? Right, Ariana? Yeah. So, what is a pattern? You can tell me what's the definition of a pattern? The things they have an idea. Yeah.
It's either colors or shapes or some type of thing. They're symmetrical.
Okay, symmetrical.
That can repeat.
Ah, good. Good, you said the key words. It repeats. Okay. Things that are arranged following a rule or rules. Okay? So elements of a pattern repeat in a predictable manner. So it's not all over the place. It's not blue, green, purple, blue, yellow, pink. It'll be like, was it Isaiah that you said like triangle, circle, triangle, circle.
Like something that keeps repeating itself following the same rule.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, so studies have been done that prove that the human brain actively seeks out patterns. So whether you know it or not, you're actively trying to look for patterns every day in your daily life. And there's actually apophenia. It's called the experience of seeing patterns or connections in random or meaningless data. So have you ever heard in the news or on Facebook or something, someone found a famous figure like on their toast or something?
Yeah.
Have you heard about that? Okay.
Like I put a blue on my chocolate.
Okay, right. So people actively seek out these patterns because they recognize something familiar in random data. So look at that. So can you kind of see the faces?
Yeah.
In the toes? I think that one's like narrow in the middle.
Yeah. When it dies.
You see the skulls? Can you guys see the skull right there?
When it dies, it always.
And then a classic example, the man in the moon. There isn't a face in the moon, but people.
I thought it was burning. I thought it was an egg.
Okay, so here's an example. What do you see? Raise your hand and tell me what you see. Kareem.
3 circles in a line.
3 circles in a line. Does it mean anything to you? No. But what if you arrange them differently? What do you see now? A face, right? Your brain recognizes the 2 circles and the line in the bigger circle as an actual face, like the eyes and the mouth and the face. Okay, there are also patterns in numbers, right? So, what's the pattern in the first one? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
2
Counting by 2s, right? Plus 2 each time. What's the pattern in the second one?
times 2.
Times 2. Good. How about the third one?
Minus 3.
Minus 3.
Plus 5.
Plus 5. Good.
Plus 1 times 2. Plus 2.
Times 2.
Plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5.
Excellent. Great. Good. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it's continuous, right? It's going plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 5, and so on and on. So it follows a rule and it repeats, right? Good.
Minus 2, minus 5, minus 2,
Minus 2, minus 5. Good, you guys. Exactly. Okay, now there's this really cool thing that happens in nature. It's called the Fibonacci sequence. Did any of you read Da Vinci Code or see the movie? Okay, it was in the movie. Okay. This was discovered by Italian Leonardo Fibonacci, and it's a sequence that repeats in nature over and over and over. And it's kind of like a seashell. It it's the spiral that you get in a pine cone, in like a pineapple, in a sunflower, and a lot of plants and stuff. The Fibonacci sequence is, this is how it starts. It starts 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. And what it is you're taking the first two numbers and you're adding them to get the third number. And then you're adding those two numbers to get the next number. And then those two numbers to get the next number. And then those two. And it goes on forever and ever and ever, just kind of like pi, right? So, you've got 21 and 34. What's the next number in the sequence?
55.
Good. And then what's the next one after that? 55 and 34.
84. 89.
Okay. Also patterns. Isaiah brought, or who else brought it up? Andrew. Patterns using letters for shapes, right? So you can do it with colors, you can do it with shapes. Right here we've got an AB pattern. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Then you've got an ABBC pattern. The red, blue, blue, green. And as long as it repeats, it can be a long string of patterns, but as long as that one section repeats over and over and over again, you've got a pattern. Okay. Now, patterns in music. This is where it gets fun. Is anybody a musician in here? Does anyone? Okay, cool. So you guys kind of know. So I'm going to play this for you. Let's see if we can do this.
Doesn't it sing
All right, hold on. Okay, so listen for the pattern. Yeah, I'm not playing the words. You guys are crazy. Okay, so raise your hand if you hear the repeating pattern. You guys hear it? It's the same music, it's the same beats that repeat over and over and over. Good. Okay. Alright. Also, I want to show you guys this. Okay. So when musicians make music, they're doing a bunch of different, up here. They're doing a bunch of different instruments. They're doing the drum, they're doing maybe a piano, they're doing maybe a saxophone, a trumpet, but they're doing, in a song, they're repeating that same pattern or that same beat over and over and over. That's what makes a song. So this is actually one of my favorite songs right now. It's by Stromae, and it's called Alors en Danse, and it's French. So you can't understand what they're saying, but you get to see how he created this song. It's really cool. So we've got the drum. Now it's adding the keyboard.
Grosse caisse respire. Con, con, can, 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 con, can, con. Grosse caisse respire. 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 Parfait. Recordez. Tu vois, sans gigolo. Tu vois, on peut dire que si, tu vois, une chaleur. T'as tes embouchures. Le chien qui habite, tu vois. Un chien qui n'a pas mangé depuis longtemps, un chien qui a soif. Ouais. Voilà.
Je le mets dedans?
Balance. C'est génial. Non, quelque chose. Un son de bignou. Un son de canard malade.
Like a sick duck.
Et pour que tous mes montagnes, son de canard malade. recording. Ah, señor.
Alright. And now they just talk about the words and stuff. But that's how they make a song, you know, they build up. They start with one pattern that repeats, they start with the drums, and then they put more and more and more, and it's actually a really awesome song. So what did we learn in conclusion? What did we learn about patterns? Can you tell me what we learned about patterns today? Yes.
There's patterns in the songs.
There's patterns in songs. Okay, good. What else?
There's patterns
Monet, what did you learn?
in colors.
In colors. Okay. Yes.
In numbers.
In numbers. Jeremy, what else?
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Okay, but what is a pattern? What actually is a pattern?
It's two things that repeat themselves, or more than two things that can repeat themselves but are in the same form.
Good.
So like red and blue.
Yeah.
It's like something that repeats itself, like keeps repeating itself, following the exact same rule
Very
over
good.
and over and over and over.
Awesome. Good. Jerry, you got anything to add? No?
Repeating of the alphabet numbers.
Yeah. Cool. All right, you guys, thank you very much for having me. Have fun at your, what do you guys want, pizza today?
The four
Okay. Go ahead and get your books.